Good morning. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for joining me today, guys. I'm real excited today. 2021, guys. What can I say? It's been one crazy rock and roll ride this year. And I think it's pretty safe to say that we've been kicked in the behind by 2020. Wouldn't you agree? I hope all you guys are doing well. I hope everybody's safe and happy and things are under control wherever you may be. Guys, before we get started today, please give me a thumbs up if the sound is good, if everything's okay on your end, and we'll get the show started. So first of all, I'm super happy to have everyone here today. I can see that there's a lot of the familiar faces here this morning. Thank you for getting up so early on a Sunday. I have to admit, I had a hard time getting up today. It was a rough night for me, but I was looking forward to coming live today and getting everybody, just being able to see everybody today. So give me a thumbs up if the sound is good, guys, please, before we get started. Sounds great. Good. Thank you very much, Fat Philosopher. Appreciate that. How are you guys doing? 2020, guys. 2020 is gone. Good riddance. I think that 2020 has taught us quite a few things. It's taught us that expect the unexpected and be ready for anything. Because if one thing that we learned this year is that things can get crazier. It's funny, 2020 started off like almost immediately going downhill and it didn't stop, And here we are in 2021. Who would have thought that all this craziness would have lasted this long? But here we are. So thank God we have you guys, or at least thank God I have you guys to keep me distracted from all the craziness that's going on so we can actually share, love for guitars, love for gear, and distract ourselves from the craziness outside. I hope you guys are all doing well. Pipe in if you guys are happy to be here in 2021 with maybe some new gear. Maybe you guys have gotten some really nice presents over the Christmas holidays. Maybe you guys were really good and saved up your money and got that elusive amplifier or effects or guitar pedal. Or maybe you guys are waiting for a deal to come about and you want to grab something really soon. Either way, I want to hear about it. So before we get started, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that is participating in the contest. If you guys don't know about this, I want to mention this from the get-go so that I give people a chance that have not already registered for the contest a chance to register. And I'll mention this again later on in the show because I know that eventually people tune in a little bit late sometimes on Sundays. So basically what the contest is, it's very simple. You just have to go to my last uploaded video, and I did a video review of a guitar kit from Guitar Kit World. And I decided that I was going to give away that kit as a little thank you for everyone that has been participating in the live events and have been watching and commenting my videos. So I figured, you know what? A little thank you to everybody. I wanted to make a draw for that guitar kit. And all you have to do is watch that video. It's in my channel. It's the last one, so it's not hard to find. There's a link in that video. There's also a link that's going to be posted at the bottom of the live event to that video. All you need to do is watch the video. The instructions are in that video. It's pretty simple. You don't have to go through hoops or anything. Just watch the video. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you are subscribed, no problem. That's already one thing that's already done. So subscribe, like the video, and just go onto Instagram and follow me. And that's basically all you have to do. There's a page, there's a link where you have to put in your email address. That's just so I can actually contact the winner. Otherwise, I have no way of contacting you. And we're going to be doing the draw in a couple of days. So if you haven't already entered that contest, You've missed a couple of days, but the contest will still go on for a few more days. It'll be the winner will be announced at the end of next week. So you'll probably have the winner announced before, or maybe during, who knows, the next live event or something along those lines. So it's a really great kit. If you guys are looking at building your own guitars, and if you guys like to do that kind of stuff, it's a great opportunity to grab something really good and gives you something to do during the lockdown, right? I've stocked up on guitars, guitar kits. I'm building a couple right now as we speak. I'll show you actually how one is coming along in a couple of minutes, and we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail. So that's one of the things I wanted to say. The other thing I wanted to say is thank you very much for subscribing to the channel, all of you that have already done that, because I thought we weren't going to hit our quota. I thought that, my goal was that 2021, or at the beginning of 2021, I wanted to make our quota of 16,000 subscribers. So 2021 came around, and unfortunately, I didn't see that. We didn't hit the quota of 16,000. So I was a little disappointed. But a couple of days later, I look at the stats, and lo and behold, we've not only hit 16,000, but we've also surpassed it. I think today we're at about 16,151 or so. So thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. It really, really means a lot to me. And, this is why I do it, just to be able to meet up with you guys on Sundays and have a great chat. So without further ado, let's get started on that. And I want to say good morning to all of the early risers, because you guys are awesome. Jack Collins is always first in the house. I don't know how he does it. Maybe he sets his alarm clock for the show. However you do it, Jack, I appreciate you being here always first. Fat Philosophers in the house from Japan. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Wayne McDonald, Happy New Year for you. And another viewer from British Columbia, another Canuck. Thank you for the kind words. And I appreciate you being here, Jack. Bruce, good morning to you. Joey, good morning. How are you doing, my friend? There's a lot of new faces that I've seen in the last couple days. Not only watching the videos, but also participating in some of the live shows. So big thank you there again. Alan, good morning. Gospel of Mark, yo! How are you doing, my friend? Vinay, I'm going to start right away answering some questions if you guys have any, so don't hesitate to post them, even though I'm going through the hellos at the same time, all right? So Gospel of Mark, Happy New Year from Maryland. Today is my last day of vacation. Really, really bummed to go back to work. Mark, I just realized myself today's Sunday, and yeah, I got to go back to work too. Tomorrow's another day, and I'm not really looking forward to that. I'm happy to be working, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, this whole working from home business, social isolation thing is kind of a bummer. So I totally get you, my friend. Fat Philosopher doesn't like my earbuds. I made a cover photo the other day, and he doesn't like the earbuds. I had the earbuds in, and I kind of forgot I had them in, but I figured, what the hell? You know what? I was listening to, believe it or not, Walter Trout while I was shooting those photos, and I just got into the music so much. I don't know if you guys are big blues fans. I like blues, among other things. Walter Trout, guys, if you don't know who he is, go on your favorite music streaming platform, type in Walter Trout, like the fish. He's amazing. He really is. He's across, I would say, a mix of like Gary Moore, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Bonamassa. Who else? I don't know. There's a few others mixed in there. Maybe some Jimi Hendrix as well. Amazing guitar player that I really love listening to. He's got a lot of fire in him, even though he was going through some really serious health issues in the last little while. We thought we were going to lose him there for a while. He had to have a liver replacement, a liver transplant. And it looked really touch and go there for a while, but I'm glad he got it and he pulled through, and he's still doing it. And a really amazing player. So add him to your list if you like Bonamassa. You know, like if you listen to him, you know when he's playing like the really nice heavy riffs and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of similarities. I'm sure he's listened to Walter Trout quite a bit himself. So that's that. That's why I had the earbuds in. I got carried away. So Fat Philosopher says, thoughts on Dave Mustaine leaving Dean for maybe Gibson or Kramer? I mean, what are my thoughts on that? I don't really have that many thoughts. I mean, you're free to do what you want. I don't think, you know, you're necessarily tied into one brand or another. If he's getting a better deal from Gibson or Kramer, well, Gibson is Kramer. So Gibson, why not? You know? I don't really like the Dean guitars. I got to be honest. I don't like the headstocks. So for me, good for him. You know, if he gets more money in his pocket at the end of the day, that's okay. That's a great deal. Richard, good morning. Happy New Year. Same to you, my friend. Christian, Happy New Year. Cohen, all the way from Belgium. How's it going, my friend? So today I'm playing this guitar. I dusted it off. I don't really take this one out that much. This is my PRS. It's not the... This is the American-made PRS, the SC 245. One of my favorites. I've had this guitar for ages now. Plays extremely well. You can see it just... I don't play it enough. I don't know why. I think it's because I don't want to ruin it. I'm scared to... excuse me. I'm scared to ding it. The funny thing is that I don't mind relic guitars, except for PRSs, because they're too beautiful. I mean, the finish is awesome. There's nothing sadder than a PRS with a nick in it. So I really do baby this guitar quite a bit. I think that the PRS guitars overall really work well. Everything's original on this guitar, even the pickups. And I know you won't believe me, guys, but yeah, the pickups are original in this guitar. I like the bridge pickup a lot. The neck pickup, however, seems a little bit muddy. But, you know, it's on the verge of being acceptable. I like brighter neck pickups overall. And I think the reason why I didn't switch this one was because I felt that if I would have to change this neck pickup, I would have to change both, because they're the actual shape of the pickups are a little bit different than what you get today. They're actually more square. And I would hate to have to change both, because I really like this one. But I wouldn't want to have a mismatched pair on this guitar. So that's the story behind this guy here. But overall, great guitar. So I'll be playing it on and off today. Where was I with hellos here? I think I was at Cohen. So Happy New Year to you. Wayne says, kicked in the nuts is more like it. Absolutely. I think all of us have been kicked in the nuts. It's funny how we go through life. This is my philosophical moment. We go through life thinking everything is going to be the same all the time, right? And we kind of start getting used to our little routine, you know, the regular everyday things that we do, and we think that's never going to change. But you know, if you stand back and look at the big picture, we're very, very small creatures on a big ball, hurtling through space, day in and day out, where pretty much anything can happen to us, and we forget all that. We forget that we're kind of sharing this little marble out there in space together, and we're pretty insignificant, and we just feel, I think we forget that, everybody ends up thinking that they're very important. I mean, everybody is important, but in the big global universal scope of things, we're lucky to be here is the reality. And it's good sometimes to think about that and not forget that. And it puts a lot of things into perspective, guys. A lot of things. So if you're doing well and you're surviving and your family's healthy, be very, very grateful for that. That's probably the most important thing. So good riddance to 2020. I agree with you. And bring on 2021. I hope everybody's going to be a lot better off this year. Fat Philosopher says the Spanish flu lasted 2 years. I'm pretty certain. Like, I don't want this to become a COVID discussion. I want to focus on positive things here today. But you know what? We're even with the vaccines and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure that we're not going to be over this thing completely till probably the end of the year, at least. Things are going to happen. They're going to start moving, but I have a feeling that it'll still be a while. So things are not going to go absolutely back to normal right away. All right, but they will. Don't despair, guys. Dan says, I'm looking pale today. Only 4 months more of winter. I guess I'm looking pale because of the lights, and maybe I think I adjusted the settings, the color settings. So I have to, I guess, pump up the saturation a little bit more. Give myself a little bit more glow, as they say. Hey, who's licking my hand? Cushman says, hey, Tony. Hi, Cushman. How are things in New York? Gospel of Mark says, I sold my Friedman Runt and bought a Gibson Les Paul Special. The Friedman Runt is a great amplifier. Why did you sell it? Just wondering, Mark. I mean, was it just too high gain for you? Do you play more, you want something with a little bit less gain? Friedman makes amazing stuff. I didn't buy the Runt. I bought the Dirty Shirley, but I think I made a good choice with that particular amp in my particular case. So how do you like the Gibson Les Paul Special? How's it working out for you? Alan says, sorry, no new year. The prices are too high. All the local shops are closed again in the UK. Same here. Everything that's not essential is closed. So you can't go buy like strings and stuff like that. So, Amazon is laughing all the way to the bank. Jeff Bezos is gonna make another $1 kajillion this year. Poor guy. But I mean, unfortunately, everything that is not essential is closed, which is kind of weird. I walked into the pharmacy the other day, and some aisles had like police tape across them, so you could go and buy, let's say, medication or vitamins or Tylenol or whatever, but you couldn't go buy like a brush or a comb or I don't know, some other thing that they had there, which I thought was kind of weird. I mean, you're there anyway, right? You're in the store. It's not like you're not breathing in the same air while you're there, but unfortunately you can't grab the other stuff. So I don't know how well that's going to work in terms of the scope of things, but whatever. I mean, if they think that's going to help, whatever. Cohen says, got a thin line Telecaster kit with a Bigsby style trem as a Christmas gift from my girlfriend. Nice gift, man. Congratulations. So why did you choose to go with something with a Bigsby on it, especially a Telecaster? Because Telecasters typically don't have the Bigsby trem. And how does it work? Does it work okay? In terms of like hardware and just system, Bigsby's been around for a long time. For those of you who don't know what the Bigsby is, it's the old it's pretty massive in terms of a bridge, right? It's with a big wide arm on it, and you see them more often than not on old Gibson guitars, as well as Gretches and stuff like that. So on a Telecaster, you're going to add a lot more mass for sure. So I'm just wondering how that works in terms of sustain and tuning issues. Does the guitar stay in tune overall? And he says the neck is a Gibson scale, while the bridge is positioned for Fender scale. So need to replace the neck, no big deal. So is this was this like a kit guitar? Was this like a parts caster or a special build? I'm just wondering why the different scales would be on that guitar like that. Interesting. Fat Philosopher says he's met his quota, no new guitars till May or so. Can I have that in writing, Fat Philosopher? I don't believe you guys. You guys are all liars. No new guitars till the next deal. It's okay, guys. I do the same thing. So I'm just as guilty as you are. Believe me. Let me just check something here. I just want to see what's going on. I'm looking at the live feed on my phone just to see if anything's going screwy. Sometimes there's some glitches with the video, or I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything crazy that's going on here. Whoop-a-lie. All right. Okay, where was I? I keep losing my train of thought here. So Cohen also has some nice ideas for a 24.75 scale neck involving changing it to 4x2 tuner setup instead of 6 in line. So it sounds to me like you're more of a tweaker, Cohen. That's pretty cool. I like doing that too. I like playing around with guitars and building my own. Some of my favorite guitars that I have right now, I've built myself. And once you realize that you can do it, and every one that you build is actually a bit better, it's amazing, because after a while you start looking at guitars with a different perspective. You start looking at the stuff that you see in the stores for like $2,200, like meh. It's like, I could build that. I kind of get the same impression and the same idea pops into my head when I walk into IKEA. You look at that stuff and you're like, I could build this stuff, probably better too. So that's why every time I go to IKEA, my wife gets frustrated at me because I don't buy anything, because I figured, oh man, this stuff's like made of paper, it's cheap, I could build you the same thing way better. Except I never do. That's the catch. But it does save me money. I walk out of there with nothing. So I guess that's a good thing. So once you have your Tonewood Cohen and you've completed your first build, send me some pictures. I'd love to see it. Bruce, unfortunately, if you don't have an Instagram account, the only thing I can tell you is get an Instagram account. Even if you just delete it right after. There's no other way, and it wouldn't be fair for me to enter people that are not following on Instagram when that's what everybody else needs to do, unfortunately. But maybe you can get someone else to enter for you. From maybe your kids might have an Instagram account, and if they enter, that counts too. Denham, New Jersey. Good morning, Henry. How are you? Happy New Year to you too, and. Henry's saying Happy New Year to everyone on the chat as well. Quicksilver, Facebook page also. Stay at home. Kim's Workshop. How's it going, my brother? So let me just scroll down to the bottom here. I like to jump around in the chat because sometimes I'm just slow on following the feeds and you guys are already jumping onto other topics and I don't want to be left behind. So Let's see what's going on. Tellies with Bigsby's are great, says Bruce Brooks. Built one last month with a USA Strat neck and Telecaster Nashville. 3 pups, electronics, it rocks. Fat Philosopher is saying your girlfriend maybe likes oversized whammy bars. This is what I like about Sundays. You guys make me crack up. Quicksilver says, I bought myself some pedals in the last few weeks because I am not 10 and can buy my own stuff. So what pedals? What pedals did you buy, Quicksilver? Just wondering. Give me some ideas, guys. I didn't really buy much in terms of gear. I did get a nice present from my wife. I asked for some new lights, and maybe that's why I'm looking more pale, because these lights are a little bit cooler. They're LEDs, while the other ones were incandescent, and the other ones would actually heat up. And this room would become extremely hot because I would have my amps running, the lights on, the door closed, and this room is insulated for sound. So there's not a lot of air that circulates in here. And so I was just tired of like being hot all the time, especially in the summertime. So I got these lights. They're a lot smaller. They give out as much light, and they work really well. So that's what I asked Santa for this year, and that's what I got. So I guess I was a good boy. Other than that, I mean, the only thing I got recently, and it was really fluke, was this guy here, which is the Unitune, not Looney Tune, Unitune from TC Electronic. Really nice tuner, and it's really coincidence because I have a Snark that I've had for a long time, and it's been on the fritz. I maybe dropped it too many times, not really sure, but anyways, it died on me, and I swear, guys, the same day this thing showed up in the mail. So I'm super happy about that. It works really well. Clips on really nice. The only thing, the cool thing also is that if you flip it around, I don't know if you can see that, if it's on. If you flip it around, it auto adjusts too. So it doesn't really matter which direction you put it in. It's always the right way. It does regular tuning, it does strobe tuning. I don't usually use the strobe tuning all that much, and it also allows you to adjust, what you're tuning to if you don't want to tune to 440. It reacts really nicely. The only thing I find, because you can't swivel it, the clip is pretty much stuck in place. You can't really swivel it. You can't turn it around. It's rigid, right? That's the only thing I don't like about this. If they made the system like the Snark where you can turn it around, would actually be better. Because when you put it on a guitar like this, on a Strat and a Telecaster, it works really well. On a guitar that has like a regular headstock, it's a little bit awkward because you can't really put it anywhere. You have to like find a little area. Then it basically swings out. So, see? But other than that, I mean, seems to work quite well. And actually, I'm out of tune, so let me just tune up a little here. Now, I haven't played this guitar in a while, so that's probably the reason why it's out of tune like this. So I'll just tune up quickly. I know how finicky you guys are about tuning and being out of tune. There's always somebody that's reminding me of that. So that's that. So I just wanted to show you that. I thought that was pretty nifty. So I'm happy to have that. Now I can tune when I'm on the go. So Quicksilver says, I bought a Timmy V3 GHS Moonshine version 2. Electro Harmonics Big Muff Ram's Head reissue. Keeley Compressor Plus, Procro Rat all from Reverb, and new by placing offers. May have saved 150 bucks or so. Well, that's great. Well, that's quite a few really nice pedals, Quicksilver. Congratulations on that. So what are you, revamping your entire pedal board now? Is that the reason for all these new pedals, or what's going on? Seems like a nice collection there. The Timmy is great. The Moonshine, I don't know it that well. I would have to look at what it sounds like. Obviously, the Big Muff's very familiar, and having a great compressor is essential for sure. The Procro Rat is, a classic vintage pedal that you can do a lot with. Did you sell some gear to get the new stuff in the house, or how do you just hoard everything? Simon says, I got my new Kramer Beretta special guitar and upgraded with original neck and Schaller Floyd Rose, and it's class. For sure. I mean, Simon, the Kramer Beretta is honestly the sleeper guitar. If you can get them before the prices go up, because, you would be able to get those guitars for like 200 bucks. On eBay right now, I've been looking to get another one because I like the one I have so much. I was considering getting one with a maple neck this time instead of rosewood, and they're all $400 or $500 US plus shipping plus exchange. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to find any at the old price, so I got to keep my eyes open for that. But yeah, with a few upgrades, those guitars are mint. Really, really nice. So congratulations on that guitar, man. Rico says my new Kramer was 180 bucks. Dude, if you can find one for $180 somewhere, send me the link. I would appreciate it. If anybody could find one with a nice maple neck, send me the link, please. Quicksilver says, I'm convinced the Made in Mexico Player Strat Telecasters are using the old American standard pickups. Interesting. Interesting. That could be. That very well could be. Which would be a good thing. Don't you agree? Mark says, I found myself not playing the Runt. It sounded fine, but found I preferred my Fender amp with pedals. My Les Paul Special is awesome. I need a P90 guitar. Yes, indeed. Everyone needs a P90. I saw a beautiful P90 on my local Kijiji. It's a Gibson Les Paul black, like the Black Beauty with black P90s in it. Beautiful guitar. I would love to own a guitar like that. The only guitar I have with P90s currently is my Harley Benton Gold Top, which is not a bad guitar. It's a little on the heavy side. It would be nice if it was just a little bit lighter, but it's an awesome guitar for a couple $100. So that might scratch your itch if you're looking to get something not too expensive, Mark. Take a look at that. Rico says, I put a Wilkinson on my LTD SN1000 and love it. A lot of people like the Wilkinson stuff. A lot of people do, including myself. I feel that the Wilkinson stuff works really, really well. Not extremely expensive. So if you're looking at getting something in terms of an upgrade for not too much money, that's one way of doing it. Fat Philosopher says, no complaints about those pickups. If I were to swap them out, I would put in Texas Specials. I like Texas Specials in a Telecaster. I feel that they have a lot of bite to them. I enjoy them. People forget that Fender has made more pickups and for longer time than any company in the world, which is true. Yeah, they have some really nice pickups. I had once bought a Fender Strat guitar, which was a great guitar, but the thing that made that guitar shine were the pickups, and unfortunately Fender was not selling those pickups in any in any form, like alone. You couldn't buy those pickups, just the pickups. You had to buy the entire guitar. Unfortunately, I sold that guitar with the pickups in them. I should have took them out, but that would be dishonest. I like to give people that buy my stuff the original stuff that it came with. I usually have a tendency, if I do change pickups, I usually keep the original pickups in a bag or something like that. And then if I sell my gear, I'll just revert it back to the original, to the stock format. Cohen says, hi Tony, just sent you a mail with my picture of the Telecaster with the Bigsby. Thanks, man. I'll take a look at that right after the show. Appreciate that. Quicksilver says, I was getting tired of the cheapo knockoffs from Joyo, Kalin, Moore, etc. A revamp or upgrade, as you say. Not that there's anything wrong with the Chinese clones. No, absolutely right. Sometimes the Chinese clones will scratch the itch, and sometimes they'll get you going until you can save enough scratch to buy the real stuff. I have a couple of those pedals on my board as well. Actually, speaking of pedals, here I did actually pick these up. We'll be doing a review soon. This is the Fireman Distortion from. This is a Nux or Nux product. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you've seen them. But apparently these are, they're called the Verdugo series. I don't know what that means. Maybe if you guys, if that translates to something specific, you can let me know. But the actual pedal, here we go. I'll try and, this is the pedal. It's called the Fireman. And it's a play on words. It sounds a lot like Friedman. And it's supposed to be sort of their take on that Friedman sound. And I'm curious to see how well it works. Seems to be well built. The paint is a little bit like a rough, flat black paint job, which looks pretty cool. You have two buttons here. This is gain 1 and 2. There's a cascading gain here. So you can go with 1 or 2 gain stages, which is pretty cool. And you can also use it as a boost, if I'm not mistaken here. And it's got, so volume 1, gain 1, volume 2, gain 2, then bass, treble, presence, and a tight knob. So you can make it sound tighter or looser depending on what you like. We have an input, an output, an exit for a foot switch. And you also have 2 little switches here, which you can choose between 18 volts and 9 volts, which is pretty sweet. And then there's something here, which I'm not even sure what it is, but there's BF and TB. So I believe that's bass frequency and treble frequency. And anyways, I got to play around with this to give it just an overall try. But so far, I plugged it in very, very briefly, played around with it somewhat, and so far I'm liking it. The problem is that you usually have too many overdrive and distortion pedals. At the end of the day, you can't decide which one to go with. And for me, I do like that sound. But I've been leaning towards letting the amps do the work and just pushing the amp just a little bit with some other pedals. Right now I'm using the Honker Overdrive from TL, and the drive is just a little bit above 12 o'clock, but the volume's just at like 9 o'clock. So it's very, very, it's not extremely pushed. Now, if I turn off that, the amp sounds like this. It's just like it's pretty clean. But if you put that pedal in front of it, see, it just pushes it over the top. Not extremely saturated, but I can get it extremely saturated if I wanted to. The Black Star amplifier I'm playing through has its own dirt channel, and that has plenty of dirt. So I like to play on the clean channel and just dial it in. It just gives me a little bit more flexibility. Rico says he ordered the Beretta Special from Sweetwater back in March. Just arrived last week. March. Wow. That is a long wait, my friend. You're very, very patient. Was it because they were out of stock, or was it just because of the COVID thing? I would imagine that a lot of people are picking up those guitars. At least they're trying to snag them up while they're still at that price. Fat Philosopher says, my beef against Fender is that I would like flatter fretboards. I agree with that. I like the flat fretboards. Ooh, I can't even say that fast. I like the flat fretboards also. Sorry, just got an email, text message. Just wanted to see. I'm going to be looking at getting a fretboard for a build that I'm doing, because I'm currently building myself another Telecaster. And yeah, a Fat Philosopher, before you pipe in, I'm trying to source some purple paint, purple sparkle paint. I've spoken to a couple of suppliers and they're telling me that they're working on it. So if I can get my hands on some purple sparkle paint, I'll probably be making myself a nice purple Telecaster eventually. Just for you, Fat Philosopher. Don't say I don't listen. I love you, man. But the one I'm building right now, I wanted to actually make a sort of a replica of a 52 reissue Telecaster and possibly relic it, depending on how it would come out. But you know what? It's coming out really good. And unfortunately, when it comes out really well, I don't really want to ruin it. You know what I mean? It's like, if it comes out that you have a couple of dings or maybe some areas that are not perfect, then you figured, what the hell? I'll relic it, you know, and it'll look pretty cool. But it's coming out a little bit too nice. So here, let me show you. I have it here lying down. I just have to put this guitar down. Let me just do that. I don't have any place to put this guitar, so let me just, give me a second, guys. I'm just going to put this down. All right, so here you go. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know that I got some really nice paints from a supplier which I did reviews on. And this is a body that I picked up here locally. Beautiful body. You can see the beautiful grain in there. And so I spray painted this thing. It's only... it's not, there's no top coat on it yet. It's just the regular sanding sealer, the stain, the actual spray, and I still have to do the top coats and then polish it up and everything. But it's looking really nice so far. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see that in the shine of the light. Let me see if I can get the shine of the light on this thing here. There we go. As you can see, the grain is not completely filled. I did that on purpose. So when I actually put in there you go. When I actually put in the top coat, it's still gonna be slightly. You're actually gonna see the grain a little bit more. That's what I really like about the nitros. These are nitro finishes. They're from a rattle can, and I matched up these colors. I compared it to my 52 reissue, and it's pretty darn close, man. And the cool thing is they have tinted lacquers so that you can actually give it as much of a yellow tint as you want. If you want it to look like, I wonder how it's gonna play. I got to do something about this neck though. It's not the right radius for me. I'm actually trying to get a neck for this thing, and it's harder than you think because I want to get a specific, let me just put this on the ground. I want to get a specific radius for the neck. And so I contacted a place that actually builds necks so I can get the specs that I want. They're just really slow in responding. It's taking forever. And I don't know if it's because of the holidays or what. I'm pretty sure it's a small operation. It's out of Canada. But I'm trying to get the neck built, and it's probably going to be, once I do place the order, it's probably going to be another 8 weeks or something before I actually get it. But in the meantime, I'm going to finish the body and source the parts and components and stuff like that. So it should be a really nice build when I'm finished with it. I'm hoping. Henry, I might just do that. Henry's saying I should set up a special open G neck 5-string version a la Keith Richards. Yeah, maybe. You never know. The right spectrum of nicotine. Exactly. That's what you want, right? You want to have that right tint. It's rooted for humbuckers. Not because I'm going to be putting a humbucker in there, but I like to have the choice. You never know. If I decide to go, Keith Richards style, maybe I'll throw in a humbucker in there. I've had Telecasters with humbuckers before. I don't really like that sound with Telecasters. For me, it's really all about the twang, but it's nice to have options. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Quicksilver, purple sparkle is what I'm after, and I'm trying to get that. And I think I have a source that might just have it. So if that does happen, then I'm going to be building one of those as well. The problem is I'm going to have to probably get rid of some of the other Telecasters that I have because what the hell am I going to do with them? Fat Philosopher says, I did a tangerine purple using duplicolor orange metal cast over silver. Turned out nice, like candy over silver sparkle. Interesting combination there. There's a lot of interesting choices, but I don't know what it is with the purple. I think it's because you can't get purple like that anywhere. It's hard to get. I did find a nice Telecaster body, like a slimline type body with the binding, with the F-hole cut into it. It was like a purplish flip-flop paint job with sparkle as well. That one looked interesting. I came close to possibly buying that one. It was already finished and everything, but the whole fun is finishing it yourself. Hey, Paul, nice to see you, man. It's been a while for sure. So what we're going to be doing, guys, just because you probably don't know this, we've been flipping and flopping back and forth, speaking of flip-flopping, between different time slots, Sunday in the evening, Sunday during the day, then I was doing Fridays and whatnot. I think what we'll do is we'll just leave it on Sundays. So it's going to be Sunday, but it will alternate between evenings and mornings so that everybody that is in a different time zone will be able to participate. All right? And I'll let you know which one is which. Bruce is asking if my dog's taking the day off. No way, man. She's right there. She's sleeping here. You want to? I don't think I can show you, but anyway, she's right there. You'll hear her snoring. Ice Coffee Tone says, hi there, for Purple Sparkle duplicolor silver metal spec. I can't speak. Metal spec with duplicolor metal cast purple anodized. Gives a decent looking purple sparkle on the cheap. Well, the thing is, I'm gonna be getting some purple sparkle nitro cellulose lacquer. So shouldn't be a problem. It's just I gotta wait a little bit, but that's okay because I have other projects that I'm working on right now. Make that purple sparkle a lefty, Fat Philosopher says. Then what am I gonna do with it? Wink, wink. Alan says the same thing. Make sure that Telecaster's left-handed. The problem is not getting the paint necessarily and not getting the bodies necessarily. The problem is getting the necks, because the necks on for Telecasters with the radius that I like flatter radiuses too, are a little bit hard to come by. Everybody that's not everybody, but the majority of people that sell Telecaster necks sell the radiuses that are like either 10 or lower. So if you want to get a really flatter neck, like an 11 or a 12 or something like that, it's a little bit harder to get. You know what I'm saying? Unless you guys have some sources. If you guys have some sources, let me know. I'm always looking for stuff. The other pedal I've picked up also from the new X line is one of these guys here. This is the dual time delay, and this little guy is pretty interesting because you have a looper built into it. You have two delays working at the same time, and you have the ability of switching between like analog tape, digital delay, modulation, verb, and you have two inputs. You have a mono in, you have a mono out, you have in one, in two, out two. You also have a little USB connector there, which I think you can actually use to upgrade the firmware and whatnot. I haven't really checked that out yet. But the fact that it has a looper built in and everything, pretty cool. Dual time. You know, they're doing some really nice stuff with these delay pedals and whatnot. So if anybody's looking to get some inspiration, delays are great for that. I always feel that, other pedals are kind of run-of-the-mill in terms of what you're going to get, and they don't really change the way you play all that much. I mean, yeah, there's going to be a different feel for sure. But I find that if you're looking for immediate inspiration, different ways of doing things, Telecasters and delay pedals can do a lot. It just like immediately changes the way you play, the feel, the groove, and you're actually listening to the playback more than when you're actually just playing straight, because you're listening to the the feedback of the delay. So that's a really cool thing. I also did a review on this guy here. This the Flamma. This is from Flamma. It's a relatively new company. Also a pretty nice, very nice pedal. The only thing with this pedal is that it has the tweak knobs, two little tweak knobs, and the tweak knobs do crazy things a little bit. Like they're kind of like modifying the modulation of the effects and whatnot. So it's almost like a little bit out of control. You don't really know how it's going to work. You have to kind of play around with it. So the learning curve on that pedal is quite a bit more, but you can definitely get a lot of different sounds out of it. Definitely you're going to be able to get some inspiration. If you sorry, just one quick message. If you feel that you need that creative edge, just a little bit of delay on your overall sound will do it. Fat Philosopher says, I'd order a guitar from Tony, but the shipping costs from Canada are ridiculous. Can't really buy a guitar from Canada. It's true. It's true. You'll have to come down, Fat Philosopher. It's probably going to be cheaper. Just fly down. My next guitar is going to be an I can't speak this morning. Acoustasonic Acoustasonic. Oh my god, copy. I custom ordered unless I find something on Reverb or Yahoo Auctions. That's Fat Philosopher telling us that that's what he's looking for. So if you guys spot one, let us know right here in the chat. You never know. Maybe we can point him in the right direction on that. Henry says, I never play a Telecaster. Which model has a neck close to a slim tapered Gibson? I never play a Telecaster. Which model has a neck close to a slim tapered Gibson? Yeah, you probably would have to order one. But as mentioned in the chat just now, Wormouth is a good source. They'll build whatever you want, but you're going to pay premium dollars unless you look in their screaming deals section, which sometimes you might be able to find a neck that has the features that you want, but you have to keep your eyes open. Shipping and import taxes are always very, very expensive. For Canada too, whenever I order something from the States or from China, wherever, yeah, it's extremely expensive. Quicksilver, that's not necessarily true. Quicksilver says Wormouth has zero resale value. Not really true. In my experience, a lot of people that sell these Wormouth builds, partcasters on eBay are not giving them away. They're still, I mean, people know the quality. So if it's well built and you can get the parts you want, people are interested in buying that kind of stuff. I wouldn't say zero. You're not going to make money, but you're not going to lose all of it. I bought a Black Artist guitar Strat for $100 delivered. Put a maple made in Mexico Fender Strat neck on it and plan to cut the stock neck into a Telecaster headstock. There's enough wood on the headstock to overlay a Telecaster. Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, if you don't like the weird headstocks of some other these cheap guitars, you can actually modify them. You know, you can make them look like a Suhr headstock or a Telecaster headstock, and sometimes, if you're lucky enough, you can even do the small Fender headstock if it comes with one of the like the 70s style big headstocks. Paul says, been busy exploring guitar makers, manufacturers, and distributors to make my guitar. My prototype is locked in a post office warehouse for weeks with 2 week more wait. Well, that sucks, Paul. Are you going to be getting it? When you get it, I'd like to send me some pictures, man. I'd love to see what you're lining up there. Fat Philosopher says there's a guy on Reverb trying to sell a lefty parts caster Super Strat for $2,500. Listing has been there for 3 years. Well, he's not in a rush, that's for sure. You know, there's always that little, how can I put this? You know, we all love our gear, right? And we all think our gear is the best and we get emotionally attached to it. And sometimes it's hard to look at stuff with proper perspective and say, although I love the guitar and I played it for years and it might have sentimental value, it's only worth X amount. You know, be realistic about it. If the guy's asking for $2,500 for a partcaster, he's fishing and he figures, what the hell? If I don't sell it, I'll keep it. You know, if you really don't want to sell the item and you don't mind keeping it, you can try that approach. But really right now, there's a lot of gear. I mean, locally, there's a flood of gear. I don't know if it's just the post-Christmas liquidation. People end up buying stuff over the Christmas holidays, you know, and they liquidate other stuff to be able to afford it or pay for it or whatever to flip stuff. So I look at the local classified ads every single day, and there's always a lot of great stuff. You know, a lot of times the stuff is just stuff that you don't necessarily like. But lately, after Christmas, after New Year's, there's a lot of decent gear there. I had my eye on a really nice 335. It was I believe it was a 76 or something around there. Used, but beautiful 335 with the block inlays and everything. But the guy's asking a little bit too much that it's actually worth. It's a little bit more than he should be asking for that particular model. And it has a semi neck brake that's been repaired. So considering that, he should actually be asking for less than what he is. But I guess he's, you know, fishing and trying to see whether or not he'd be able to find somebody that's willing to part with their cash. Nice guitar, but I think I'll pass for now. Quicksilver says, it's a tough sell either way. I mean, the neck and body are about $800 together, plus the shipping and import taxes, another $400 or so. That's roughly $1,200. You can get parts and build your own part caster for less than that. You can get some really good stuff out there. You just have to know where to source. If you guys don't already know this, if you go to addictedtogear.com, my website, and you go under resources, there's a list of probably like a couple of hundred different manufacturers, suppliers, and whatnot. And they're categorized by different sections. And I think there's a section there called guitar parts. Go in there, you'll see that there's a lot of people that are making parts for guitar builds. There might be some local too. This body that I got here, it's a local guy making them. I think he's selling them for about $80, and they're really well made. You can buy them all day long for that price. You know what I mean? And it's not like cheap wood. It's, you know, good quality wood. The rounding work is really good. There's no need for me to go out and buy something else. I can get them local. Bruce says Mighty Might sells 9.5 to 12-inch compound radius necks. Yeah, I know. I've picked up a few Mighty Might necks in the past. They're actually well made, which, you know, I might go for that route. I'm gonna see what I can find. I haven't really decided yet exactly what to do, so I'm just right now I'm not in a rush because I'm still curing the paint and I gotta do some more steps and stuff, and I gotta wait for parts to come in. So the neck is kind of the last piece of the puzzle. I'll just see what I can find till then. Let me just jump down here. Hey Ed, good morning. Nice to see you in the house. How you doing, my friend? Seth says that my Wormuth one-piece Alder is one of my favorite bodies. Yeah, man. You can't really go wrong with that stuff. I mean, you can get exactly the finish that you want. The great thing about Wormuth is exactly that, is that you can get them to finish the body with the exact woods that you want, with the exact colors that you want. You can really, it's really because it's a custom build, right? You can have exactly what you're after, and that's why they charge premium for that, you know, all the way down to the fret size, you know, the inlays, you know, different things. Dave says my first guitar project I purchased was a Glary guitar for $80, then used it to learn how to do my mods. The Glary T style is also very light. You know, the speaking of light bodies, like this Strat, this Telecaster body here is pretty heavy. All right, it's not light. The guitar that I have, where is it? I think it's back there, anyways, or I might have put it away. Yeah, it's back there. Is made of Polonia wood. I believe that's how you pronounce it. That's my new favorite, man. That wood is so light. It's actually, it feels like you have a guitar made of balsa. It's extremely, extremely light. If I can get a Telecaster body made that with that particular wood, I'll buy it. No questions asked, and that'll be my purple Telecaster. It's just so light, it's a pleasure to play. I love light bodies like that, you know. So I'm not picky about the, you know, a lot of people claim it has to be swamp ash or has to be this or that. I just want it to be light. And believe it or not, that body has a really nice resonance to it. It resonates very well. The only thing, I wouldn't necessarily paint it with a translucent paint because the grain is not the nicest looking grain. But in terms of like if you're gonna make it like black or purple or whatever, it'll be fine. Senior's asking me what's my favorite Super Strat. Right now it's my Sir Standard Pro. I love the neck on that guitar. Yeah, bummer about COVID messing with shipping for sure. A lot of stuff you can't get these days. I'll definitely keep my eyes open. Lefty made in Japan, Tokai SG in cherry red. Have you checked eBay? I see them there all the time. The problem is getting one for a decent price. You can find them, but they're usually pretty expensive on eBay. I don't know about Reverb. Maybe the prices on Reverb might be a little bit better. Well, guys, we've been on for over an hour already, and I don't know where the time goes. I'm going to wrap it up soon. So if you guys have any specific questions for me, definitely pipe in. Now's the time. Iced Coffee Tone says Palanio wood is, am I pronouncing it right? Polonia? I guess it's Polonia. He says it's his favorite too. Sold all my brand name guitars and just build light Telecasters and Strats with cheap Polonia featherweight bodies and nice all-part necks. If you have a source for those bodies, Iced Coffee Tones, please email me. I'm looking for those. I'm looking for a nice, well-built Telecaster body in Polonia wood. I think that's going to be my next one. Should be great. Yeah, I agree with Dave when he says, I think money is best spent on the wood used for the neck and the fretboard. But, you know, the thing is, you don't want a body that's extremely light and then the neck is heavy, and then you have that, you know, that imbalanced feel where the neck dives. It's got to be balanced. But usually with the pickups in and the hardware in and everything, it's kind of balanced. It works really well. But if I can get a nice light body and a Telecaster neck with about a 10-inch radius on it, then I'm going to be in business. Fat Philosopher is saying there's a made in Korea Love Rock on sale at my local pawn shop. They want $250 for it, but maybe can negotiate it down a bit. It's Korean made. You know what, Fat Philosopher, honestly, even if it's Korean made for $250, I'd grab it. I've tried a Korean made Tokai 335 and it was fine. For $250, man, come on. You're not going to get anything. I mean, $250, man. You can't even get decent pickups for that price. Charlie says, just sub. Thank you, Charlie. I'm giving you a thumbs up, man. Never have had neck dives and have super light Telecasters and Strats, and that's awesome. Super. Cushman, don't worry about it, man. Building kits is a lot of fun, and that reminds me, again, I'm going to remind you guys, at the top of this video I mentioned it, but maybe some of you guys came in a little bit late, so I'll repeat it. There's going to be a draw for a beautiful guitar kit from Guitar Kit World that I reviewed in my last video, and if you want to win it, it's a perfect opportunity for you guys to start learning how to build your own guitars, and it's not as hard as you think. beautiful guitar kit. All you got to do, go back into my videos. There's actually going to be a link at the bottom of this live session here. Click it, watch the video. There's instructions at the end of it on how to enter the contest. The contest has been running for a couple of days. It's only going to run for a couple of days more. Pretty straightforward. Just watch the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you didn't already do that. If you did, then you're already covered for that one. And then just go and sub or follow me on Instagram. And that's it. And then you'll be entered. There's a place where there's a link there. You can enter your email address so I can actually notify the winner. And the draw is going to happen in a couple of days. And good luck to you guys, because it's a really awesome guitar kit. You'll see in that video review, I went over the guitar in a lot of detail. And it's going to make a nice guitar for somebody. So hopefully it goes out to somebody that is familiar with building kits and does a great job. I'd love to see how it turns out. Korean stuff is not bad, guys. It used to be, but now it's getting better all the time. You know, you can buy bad stuff just as you can find good stuff. It just depends where you're sourcing it from. But a lot of the stuff from Korea is a lot better now. I mean, look at the stuff that PRS is putting out in terms of their SE line. They're good. They're made overseas, but they're great guitars. So, hey Jean, watching from Mozambique. Wow. I think you're probably one of the most remote viewers that I have. Welcome, my friend. Yeah, if you can do your own setups, you can build really nice guitars. I'd say the majority of the feel of a good guitar is in its setup. If you know how to level the frets, crown and polish the frets, the fretboard is where the money is. If you have a good, nice feeling fretboard, nice feeling neck to the specs that you like, you're going to love that guitar. The rest of it is gravy, man. You know, like the body and stuff. You want it to be light. You want it to be the style that you want. But if that neck feels right in your hands, that's going to become your favorite guitar, guaranteed. So if you know how to work on the necks, you're in business. Quicksilver's making me spit. You can hear my dog snoring. Yeah. Well, she just woke up, so she stopped. But yeah. Oh, there she goes again. Told you, she's here. Well, guys, that's it for today. We've been here for an hour. I want to make these sessions about an hour. I can go on, and a lot of times I end up, going for 2 hours. But I like to wrap up. 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock is my time frame before everybody starts rustling in the house and we get some, other noises happening and whatnot. So once again, guys, if you like what we're doing here on Addicted to Gear, please give me the thumbs up. That helps the videos get the views that we need to be able to get the additional subscribers and so on. And you can always count on me to be here on Sundays. There's going to be more videos on the stuff that I have lined up to review. Those are going to be coming very shortly. Subscribe to the contest, guys, because I want somebody to win. And you guys are here every Sunday. I appreciate the fact that you guys are here. So the Sunday crowd, please, do yourself a favor. Just subscribe. You have a good chance of winning a really nice kit. And yeah, like everybody's saying, you can always swap out the pickups. I should add that to my swag. The Addicted to Gear swag that you can pick up. I should just have the Addicted to Gear logo and just have a line, time to swap pickups. That could be my new slogan. What do you guys think? I think that's a good idea. Anyways, guys, I just want to wish you guys all the best in 2021. Thank you for making my channel a bunch of fun. And I always look forward to you guys. Definitely want you guys to stay safe, stay healthy, and keep tuning in because it's a lot of fun. I mean, Sundays without you guys would be like boring. You know, it'd be like meh. So I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. A big thumbs up to everybody that woke up early and spent time with me this morning. I appreciate it. All right. See you next Sunday. Next Sunday will be the evening show. So if you guys could tune in for that, that would be great. Otherwise, have a fantastic week. Keep rocking and stay tuned. More great stuff coming your way right here on Addicted to Gear. Cheers, guys.